Hello everyone, this is Stephen Balch, your instructor for Computer Applications Online at Ozarka College. This is part 3 of the videos for PowerPoint Module 2. So if you haven't already worked through videos 1 and 2 for this module, you'll need to go ahead and do that first. At this point, we've created the first 4 slides in the presentation, and we have done most of the formatting that we need to for those 4 slides, and now we're ready to add some shapes to slide 5. Okay, so on page 2-25 is where I'm going to start this video, and what we want to do is learn how to insert some shapes on slide 5. But before we do that, we need to change the layout of slide 5. Right now it has the title and content layout applied to it. We need to change that to the blank slide layout. So we're going to go up here to the layout button up here. First, make sure that slide 5 is the selected slide. You'll need to click on the slide 5 thumbnail in the slides tab. Alright, once you've done that, you're going to go up to the layout button in the slides group of the home tab, and it will show the list of the 9 layouts that are available with this particular design template or theme that we've chosen. And we're going to find the blank layout, which is this one right here. It's on the first one on the last row of the gallery. Okay, so you're going to click on the blank layout. Alright, and once we've done that, we're going to switch to page 2-26, and we're going to start adding the shapes to this slide. So we want to click the Shapes More button on the Home tab, which is in the Drawing group here. So you're just going to click the down arrow to the right of the Shapes box, and it'll show the gallery of various shapes that we can add to our slide. And we're going to find the oval shape, which is the second shape in the first row under Basic Shapes category. Alright, so it's this one right here. So we're going to click on the oval shape. You'll notice your mouse pointer will change to a crosshair pointer when you click on a shape. Alright, and now what we need to do is look at the picture there on page 2-26 in your book, that middle picture there, and it shows you where you need to position that crosshair pointer on your slide to insert the shape. So you're just going to point to basically the middle of the slide, it looks like, and you're going to click. Okay, and when you click with the mouse, it will insert that oval shape into or onto the slide. Alright, and then what we need to do is on page 2-27 we need to add some other shapes. So we're going to go back to the More button for the Shapes gallery. So we're going to click the More button to the right of the Shapes gallery box there, and we're going to, this time we're going to click on the trapezoid shape, which is the 6th shape in the first row under Basic Shapes. Alright, so trapezoid is that one right there. So you're going to click on that, and again the mouse pointer will change to a crosshair, and you're just going to position that crosshair in the book like you see it there on page 2-27 in your book. You'll notice the trapezoid shape is to the right of the oval shape that we just inserted. So you're just going to position your mouse pointer to the right of the oval shape and click, and it'll insert that trapezoid shape there. And don't worry too much about getting them in the exact position. We're going to do all that a little bit later. We'll resize all the shapes in a minute, and then towards the end of the module we will position all the shapes appropriately. Okay, so just get them in the approximate position right now, and then we'll fix all the positioning a little bit later on. Alright, Now we also need to insert another shape called the arrow curve down shape. Alright, so we're going to click the More button for the Shapes gallery, and that'll open up the drop down box just like we used just a minute ago. And this one is in the fourth shape. It's the fourth shape in the second block arrows row. So you're going to find the block arrows category in the gallery and go down to the second row, and it is the fourth one in the second row. It's called arrow curve down. You can point to the shape and it will show a screen tip that tells you what the name is. So just verify that you're pointing to the right one there and click on it. Arrow curve down. Okay. And then you're going to position the mouse pointer to the left of the oval shape and click. Alright, and it will just position the arrow shape in the approximate position that you see there in the picture on page 2-27 in your book. Just make sure you have the shapes in the approximate position. Again, they don't have to be exact right now because we're going to move them later anyway. Alright, next thing we need to do is, on the bottom of page 2-27 in your book, talks about resizing shapes. Alright, and that's what we're going to do next here. So, and we've done this before. We've added shapes to other documents and other files that we've worked on this semester. So this is basically done the same way that we did it in Microsoft Word earlier in the semester. Alright, first thing we're going to do is click the trapezoid shape, and we need to resize this shape. Alright, and so what we're going to have to do when we want to keep the aspect ratio, or the proportion of the shape, which we do in this case, you have to hold down the Shift key as you drag one of the corner sizing handles. Okay, so in this case it wants us to hold down the Shift key, then drag the lower right corner sizing handle until the shape is resized as approximately as shown in figure 2-28. So let's go ahead and try that. We're going to hold down hold down the Shift key and drag the lower right corner sizing handle. Okay, so hold down the Shift key, point to the lower right corner sizing handle, and basically drag down and to the right just a little bit until you get the trapezoid shape approximately sized the way that you see it there on page 2-28 in your book. And then release the mouse button, then release the Shift key, and it will proportionally size the shape. You have to make sure that you remember to hold down the Shift key when you resize a shape like this. Otherwise, it will size it non-proportionally, and you'll end up with a shape that's either too wide or too tall. Alright, so just kind of be careful with that. Alright, we also need to resize the oval shape. So we're going to click the oval shape in the middle of the slide here, and we're going to use the lower left corner sizing handle in this case. And remember, you have to hold down the Shift key. Alright, so hold down the Shift key and drag that lower left corner sizing handle down and to the right until you get it approximately the size that you see it there in the picture. And again, you don't have to get it the exact size right now. We'll actually change it to the exact dimensions here in a minute. Alright, just get it as close as you can. Alright, to the picture there. Alright, on page 2-29, it talks about, actually towards the bottom of page 2-28 is where it starts. It talks about resizing a shape non-proportionally by entering an exact measurement. And that's what we're going to do for the arrow shape. So we're going to click the arrow shape. Alright, and we're going to go up to the Drawing Tools Format tab, go ahead and click on the Drawing Tools Format tab up on the ribbon, and you'll see the height and width boxes up in the size group on the right side of the tab sheet. Alright, and what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to type in 3 inches as the height. So you're going to type in 3 as the height, and then press Tab to move down to the width box and type in 13.5 as the width, and then press Enter, and it will resize the arrow shape for you. Alright, then just like we did for the arrow shape, we also need to size the oval shape to exact measurements. So we're going to click the oval shape, and we're going to go up to the height box for the oval shape, and type in 4 as the height, and then press Tab to move down to the width box and type in 4 as the width as well, and then press Enter, and it'll resize the oval shape for us. Alright, and then we need to click the trapezoid shape and size it to 4 by 3. So we're going to make sure the trapezoid shape is selected, go up to the height box, type in 4 as the height, and then press Tab to move down to the width box and type in 3, and then press Enter, and it'll resize the trapezoid shape to those dimensions. Alright, next thing we need to do is on the bottom of page 2-30, it talks about how to select all the objects on a slide. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to do some formatting to the shapes on this slide 5, and we want the formatting that we do to the shapes to be applied to all the shapes at one time, instead of having to click on each one and apply the formatting separately. It's just going to save some time if we have them all selected, alright, when we do the formatting. So we're going to click the Home tab up on the ribbon. We're going to click the Select button in the Editing group on the Home tab. When you click on the Select button, you'll see a little drop-down menu appear, and it'll give you options of what you can select. In this case, we want to click on Select All. So it selects all the objects, in other words, all of the shapes on slide 5. Alright, and then once we've done that, we can now apply our shape style. So on the bottom of page 2-31, it wants us to apply a quick style to our shapes, and we're going to do that on the Home tab. Alright, and you'll notice the Quick Styles button is a little bit to the right of the Shapes gallery in the Drawing group of the Home tab. So you're going to click on Quick Styles. It'll open up the Quick Styles gallery. It looks just like the one there on page 2-31 in your book. And then the one that we want to select is pointed to there in the picture on the top of page 2-32. It's in this second column, and it is the second, actually the very last row. So second column, last row. It's called Gradient Fill Light Blue, Accent 1, No Outline. Alright, so we're going to click on that shape style. And since we had all the shapes selected, it applied that style to all the shapes at one time. Once we've done that, just kind of make sure that you verify that you have the correct shape style applied. You can just kind of look at it and see. You should be able to kind of tell from the color of the shapes now, alright, that they're correct. And then once you've done that, click on an empty area of slide 5. And that way you can kind of see the results of your formatting. Alright, now what we're going to do on the bottom of page 2-32 it wants us to learn how to copy and paste a shape. Alright, so we need actually two trapezoid shapes on our slide 5, one on either side. And so what we're going to do, we've got one here and it's formatted correctly, so we're going to go ahead and click on the trapezoid shape and then click the copy button on the left side of the home tab in the clipboard group. We're going to click on copy, alright, and then click the paste button, alright, in the clipboard group, and it will basically insert a another trapezoid shape over the existing one. And then what you're going to do is drag the new trapezoid shape to the left of the slide. Okay, and you may want to look in your book and just kind of get the shapes that we've added pretty close to the position that you see them in the book there. Again, we're going to move them a little bit more later and rotate some of them, but just kind of get them pretty close. Just kind of move each one with the mouse and kind of get it pretty close to where it should be. And then, like I said, a little bit later on, we will get these positioned exactly where we want them. Okay, but for right now, just kind of get them pretty close. Alright, and alright, on the bottom of page 2-33, it talks about adding text to a shape. And we've done this before. We did this in Microsoft Word, and it's done very much the same way in PowerPoint. We're going to first click the left trapezoid shape, and we're going to type in the text that we see there on step 1 on the bottom of page 2-33. So we're going to type in remembers your preferred temperatures. Alright, just make sure you get that text typed correctly. And then you're going to click the oval shape and type in what's shown there on step 2 on the bottom of page 2-33. So you're going to type in turns itself off, or no, turns itself, sorry about that, turns itself up or down. Turns itself up or down. Alright. Alright, then on page 2-34, you're going to click the right trapezoid shape and type in the text that you see there on step 3 on the top of page 2-34. So you're going to type in can be controlled from anywhere And if one of your shapes gets in the way, like the arrow shape, just kind of move it down a little bit and then click back up on the trapezoid shape to complete the rest of the text there. Alright, so we've got our text in the trapezoid shapes and also in the oval shape. Alright. Just make sure you get all that text typed correctly. Alright, on page 2-34 under to select shapes, we're going to select the right trapezoid shape. Alright, if we didn't already have that selected, and you're going to press and hold down the shift key and click the oval shape and the left trapezoid shape. Alright, so anytime you want to select multiple shapes, you can use the shift click technique. Alright, so we've got the right trapezoid shape already selected, and we're going to hold down the shift key as we click the oval shape, and then continue to hold down the shift key as you click the left trapezoid shape. So now we have all the three shapes that we added text to, we now have selected. Alright, and then what we're going to do, on the bottom of page 2-34, it talks about to format shape text. Alright, and it continues on to page 2-35. So we're going to display the Home tab, And in the font group, we're going to click the bold button to bold that text on those three shapes that we added text to. We're also going to click the text shadow button, which is a little bit to the right of the bold button in the font group. It's right there. Alright, text shadow. Then we're also going to change the font color. So we're going to click the font color button arrow to open up the gallery various font colors, and we're going to choose the dark blue color under standard colors. So it's this one right here, dark blue. Alright, so we're going to click that. We're also going to click the increase font size button in the font group. It's directly to the right of the font size box. We're going to click that until 20 point displays in the font size box. Alright, and then once we have that done, we're going to, on the bottom of page 2-35, talks about changing the shape fill color. Alright, so we're going to do that to the arrow shape. So we're going to click the arrow shape down here at the bottom of the slide, and we're going to click the shape fill arrow, which is right here. It's in the drawing group of the home tab. Alright, so shape fill arrow, and it opens up the shape fill drop down menu, and in that menu what we're going to do is point to the green color in the color palette there under standard colors. Alright, so we're just going to change that to the green color under standard colors. And then once you get all that done, you're going to click on a blank area of slide 5 to deselect everything so you can kind of check the results of your formatting. Alright, and that is going to end this particular video for Module 2 in PowerPoint. In the next video, we'll continue and work through the rest of the module. And I'll see you then. Thank you.